Disclaimer. I never wanted to make this video about ForrestFire101. I grew up watching him. He's a YouTube legend. But this needs to be said. Forrest Whaley, better known as ForrestFire101, was once YouTube's stop-motion superstar. He was, at one point, the platform's most subscribed LEGO animator, revered for painstaking handcrafted brick films with a wicked sense of humour. His animations, they weren't your typical kid-friendly fare. They were edgy, chaotic, and outrageously funny. One of his cartoons, The Duck Song, amassed a staggering 671 million views. That's like every American watching it twice. But it wasn't just the views that were astonishing. It was the sheer amount of effort that went into Forrest's videos. Behind the scenes glimpses revealed elaborate miniature sets, intricate lighting rigs, and countless hours spent positioning tiny plastic figures frame by painstaking frame. One fan marvelled. These behind-the-scenes videos always make me so inspired. Learning all the techniques you do and how you achieve effects is always so cool. Another echoed the sentiment. This is the coolest thing. Seeing the sets you make for such short shots is just as impressive as the actual animation. The dedication was palpable, the craft undeniable. ForrestFire101, it's like he was more than just a viral legend. He was an artiste, an auteur, someone who genuinely cared about his craft. Yet, 3 weeks ago, with the publication of the video, Batman Always Kills Himself, it all came crashing down.
No way, Clark. Luther probably filled it with kryptonite or something. You're a symbol of hope the people need.
Quick reminder to hit subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you.
I'm the Dark Knight, who lives in the shadows and dies by the sword.
Forrest didn't try to hide his AI use, he was unashamedly AI. The description listed ChatGPT, VO2, Sora 2, Topaz Video AI, and many, many more. The video was a Frankenstein's monster of algorithmic generation stitched together from nearly a dozen different AI platforms. The backlash to this was immediate. The comment sections filled with a single sorrowful refrain. I miss the old ForrestFire101. And you know what? They've got a point. If you flick back 15 years to the video The Lego Batman, Spider-Man and Superman movie, you'd see a creator completely involved in his craft. Forrest was just 15 years old when he made this video. The video's edgy, crass, and yeah, it probably hasn't aged all that well. But its impact on LEGO YouTube was immense. And Forrest, you could tell he really cared. The handcrafted charm, the personal touch, the genuine passion for stop-motion animation, it was all there. This was a teenager willing to spend countless hours moving plastic figures millimeter by millimeter, frame by frame, for the pure love of the craft. But in 2023, ForrestFire101's content underwent a dramatic shift. The DIY stop-motion hero, who once built everything brick by brick, began outsourcing his creativity to algorithms. Fans gradually realised that some videos were no longer written by Forrest, but by AI. Yes, that recent AI video of Forrest did hit hard. It did hurt. But even 2 years ago, the warning signs were there if you looked close enough. Take Lego Indiana Jones and the Phishing Scam Struggle, uploaded in April 2023. On its surface, it looked like classic Forrest Fire. Edgy humour, stop-motion animation, the works. But scroll down far enough in the description, and there it was in black and white. Written by Forrest and ChatGPT. Fair play to Forrest for being honest about it, at least. The AI fingerprints, they become even more obvious in other videos. Lego Vin Diesel Goes to Beautiful World featured a description so algorithmically generated, it bordered on parody. Amid the sparkling allure and glinting elegance of the Hollywood film world, he serendipitously meets Jen Jester. Jen, poised and professional, finds her composure tested by Vin's incessant reflections on beauty in its myriad forms. Serendipitously? Myriad forms? Gotta be honest, this doesn't sound like Forrest's voice. It sounds like ChatGPT trying to be sophisticated and failing spectacularly. The description concluded with, settle in for a masterpiece of visual storytelling, a beautifully constructed, deeply reflective video that intricately examines the fine details of celebrity culture. All this for a Lego comedy Vin Diesel sketch. Talk about overkill. With this knowledge, the state of his channel in 2025 comes as far less of a shock. The seeds of slopification were indeed planted 2 years earlier. He even literally titled a video, Lego Optimus Prime, but all his dialogue is written by an AI, as if to announce the new direction with a wink and a nudge. When one concerned fan asked whether AI would feature in his iconic LEGO stop-motion animations, Forrest's response was telling. Good question. It will be used to assist in some things, but I wouldn't want to generate whole shots, just use it to edit or adjust existing frames. That personally doesn't sound too bad to me. Sounds kinda similar to how Picoyo uses AI as a tool to help the animators animate. However, Forrest's reassurance felt hollow to many longtime viewers who'd grown up on his painstaking practical effects. Yes, the stylistic whiplash was real. Where Forrest used to craft witty, if juvenile dialogue himself, now a bot was stringing together the lines. And it didn't stop at scripts. The visuals are getting the AI treatment too. In July 2025, Forrest uploaded The Batman 2 into the Red Hood official preview 8K. A clip where the footage itself appeared to be AI generated rather than stop motion. Sadly for Forrest, and tellingly for the fanbase, the video didn't even manage to crack 10,000 views, a far cry from the millions his classic content once pulled. One desperate fan pleaded in the comments, "Don't do it, Forrest. Hand animate it, Forrest." That simple plea captured what many fans were feeling, a last-ditch attempt to call him back from the edge. Yes, the man famous for melting and mangling LEGO minifigures for practical effects was now letting a computer generate the visuals entirely. The contrast between old and new content could not be more stark. ForrestFire101's classic videos were labours of love. Months of stop-motion sweat equity for a few minutes of chaotic perfection. Now, he can conjure entire scenes with a few clicks, courtesy of an image generator. Forrest's pivot to AI may have saved him time, but it certainly cost him goodwill. His fanbase reacted with shock and disappointment. When one bewildered fan asked, "Dude, why are you using AI?" Forrest's response was brutally simple. "I like AI." Those 3 words felt like a slap in the face to the fans who've supported him for so many years. When one devastated fan wrote, "A part of my childhood just died," Forrest's response was perhaps the most revealing of all. "I know that, but I don't make videos for my fans. I make them for myself. If you don't like it, I understand. It's not for everyone." The statement encapsulates everything wrong with his new approach. A creator who once built a community around his work now openly admits he's making content solely for himself. The backlash intensified when another fan bluntly stated, "Completely ruined your reputation." One might expect some contrition, perhaps an explanation even. Instead, Forrest replied, "I don't care about that." Honestly, I never would have expected this level of dismissiveness from Forrest. One fan perhaps summed it up best with a reference to The Dark Knight. Or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Forrest's response? "I'm in my villain arc." It's honestly hard to tell if he's being ironic or if he genuinely doesn't grasp how much goodwill he's squandered. What could drive a successful animator to swap frame-by-frame artistry for AI-generated quick fixes? Well, why don't we see what Forrest himself has to say? When one nostalgic fan reached out asking what Forrest is up to these days and mentioning how much he'd enjoyed his work over the years, Forrest painted a picture of domestic contentment. "Thanks man, we're doing well. I'm married with 3 kids living in LA. My wife started working again recently, so we're a dual income household now. When I'm not working on animations, I watch the kids while she works. Things have been awesome, thanks for asking." Gotta be real with you, on the surface it sounds awesome. But it also hints at the pressure of supporting a family in Los Angeles, which is, after all, one of the most expensive cities to live in the world. Another possibility is simply burnout. Forrest has been at this since 2007. Over 15 years of painstaking stop-motion animation is enough to exhaust anyone. Perhaps he woke up one day, stared at another 3 AM editing session with tiny plastic figures, and thought, why not let a computer do the heavy lifting for once? After all, using AI does significantly save time and effort, basically automating the unglamorous parts of content creation. But there's also the cold hard reality of money. Forrest's old videos, they weren't just time intensive, they were bloody expensive. Take Lego Captain 3 Nazi Zombies made 10 years ago. One fan marveled in the comments, "Dude, this cost $20,000 to make? That's some serious dedication there." Forrest's response confirmed it. "I had to pay Sean, the other animator." $20,000 for a single Lego video. Wow! When you're sinking that kind of money into each production, and when YouTube ad revenue is notoriously fickle, the economics of AI start to make brutal sense. When one fan pleaded, "Forrest, I love that you're starting to animate in 2D more, but please reconsider the AI, King." I know your ass can draw a building. Forrest's response to this lay bare the economic reality. If I hand animated and painted all the backdrops for this video, it would probably take 2 to 3 years on my own. I'm personally not interested in that timeline. And there it is. Forrest is using AI for the same reason that channels like ArmSum and Meet Arnold are using AI. In today's climate on YouTube, it simply makes economic sense. As this fan says, guess Lego wasn't paying the bills anymore. Forrest will be hoping that AI might. Interestingly, throughout his career, Forrest has always chased the next big thing. In 2011, he created ForrestFire101 3D, a whole channel filmed for the purpose of watching in 3D. It flopped. The channel sits abandoned, a digital graveyard. But this whole experiment, it did reveal something. Forrest always tries to stay ahead of the curve. 3D in 2011, AI in 2025. When new technology promises to revolutionize content creation, Forrest, he jumps on it, regardless of whether or not it actually improves his work. Perhaps most telling though is Forrest's own admission. He's not making videos for his fans anymore, he's making them for himself. Maybe it's really simple. Forrest just doesn't care anymore. He's a YouTube icon with billions of views and a viral hit. And perhaps that's enough for him. Yet, it wasn't always this way. I found a candid interview with Forrest from 5 years ago. In that interview, Forrest speaks about his craft with genuine passion. He walked through his basic setup, a Canon DSLR, a pancake lens for getting close to the bricks, dragon frame for capturing frames.
I think, my work speaks for itself.
He said with quiet confidence. When asked about his expertise, he was humble.
I don't claim to be an expert in. A lot of people ask me questions all day, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
That Forrest, the one who carefully explained how to properly light a Lego set, who spent paragraphs discussing camera angles and animation techniques, is gone. Replaced by someone who lists a dozen AI tools in a video description and replies, "I don't care about that," when fans mourn his ruined reputation. The old Forrest, he was absolutely obsessed with improvement.
Whenever I watch my stuff, all I see are the flaws and what I could improve. So yeah, it's something I'm constantly always trying to get better at.
That relentless drive for perfection, that inability to see his work as finished, it defined him. Now, he's personally not interested in that timeline. His words, not mine. If a beloved animator who once obsessed over every flaw in his work can devolve into AI-scripted skits, what does that spell for other creators? As for my thumbnail, well, consider that a prediction. We haven't seen an AI-generated duck song yet. Yes, the scenes you're seeing on your screen right now may look AI, but in fact, they're from the video Duck Song IRL, hand-drawn animation meeting live-action footage, carefully contrived from the mind of Forrest Whaley. But with Forrest's current trajectory, I wouldn't be surprised if Duck Song 6 arrives fully AI-generated. The ultimate betrayal. The warning is clear. When you replace the soul of your work with a shortcut, you might save time, but you'll lose your audience. And for a YouTuber who literally built his fame one tiny frame at a time, there's nothing sadder than watching all that hard-earned goodwill go up in digital smoke. From respected to, sadly, ruined. All it took was an algorithm and a creator who stopped caring about what his fans thought. Smash that like button if you super miss the old Forrest Fire. I know I do.